Happy Easter!
Hi, neighbors. It's Easter time here at I Reckon So Farm. We thought it'd be fun to share some baking shenanigans with you for a special Easter dinner. We've never made this dinner roll before, but it's springtime, it's traditional. So we're going to make hot cross buns.
You may know the recorder song. Hot cross buns.
Hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns.
Everyone knows that one.
So we have everything set up here. We're going to start with the dry ingredients.
And I'm going to read them off. Dry ingredients, we first have 3 2/3 cups of flour. And we are sifting it through this guy into the bowl, not just pouring it in. Okay, next we have 1/4 a cup of sugar.
White sugar.
And then we have 1/4 a cup of packed light brown sugar. And then I've mixed all of the smaller spices into one bowl. In there, we have 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of allspice, 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom, and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And yeah, that is that guy.
To the pool. Okay.
And then, we have 1 packet of yeast.
I recommend rapid rise or quick yeast. We just have regular, so that'll work just fine, but the other makes everything a little quicker. But okay, now we're going to sift this into the bowl of our stand mixer.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my hand and press the brown sugar through because it's a little stubborn, but we don't want to have any lumps there.
No.
In our beautiful hot cross buns.
Yeah.
All right. Set that over there. Okay, now we'll stir it together with our whisk. Get it well combined. We have our dough hook on because we're making dough. So, okay.
Before we do the wet ingredients, we need to soak our currants. And you can use other fruit, but traditionally you use currants. And I'm just going to eyeball it, but it's 2/3 a cup of currants.
And that looks good. Okay. A lot of people use raisins because it's more common to have raisins in your house, but we're trying to be very traditional with our recipe.
And then a teaspoon or a tablespoon of dark rum. And it says 1 to 2. So,
well, we're going to soak the currants in the rum, but we're not going to pour the rum into the final mix. So a little more would just soak it better, right?
So 2?
1.5, maybe.
Okay.
And thank you, Renee, for the rum last Christmas.
Okay, there's that guy. And then 3 tablespoons of orange juice. And I have this orange here that I zested earlier. And I'm just going to cut it in half and juice it in there. And then we'll mix this up and we'll let it sit. And
while we mix up the wet ingredients, we'll let those currants soak in this lovely mixture until they soak up all the flavor.
Okay. Now, wet ingredients.
Okay. Wet ingredients.
Wet ingredients. We have 1/2 cup of sour cream or buttermilk, and Granny made some buttermilk earlier.
We didn't have sour cream in the house, so we added a little bit of vinegar to our regular milk and let it sit for a while, and it got a little bit sour the way we wanted it. So into the bowl.
And then we have a half a cup of whole milk. And then 1 tablespoon of vanilla, which is there. And then 6 tablespoons of softened butter, which we have right in there. Okay.
And this is going to the microwave to warm up. We'll let it go for 30 seconds, stir it till the butter's melted and everything's warm. We're looking for 110 degrees because that's what it takes to activate the yeast. And when it's all mixed up the way we want it and warmed up, we'll bring it back and combine it with our dry ingredients.
All right, let's warm it up.
Okay, the wet ingredients are all set. The butter's melted and the temperature's just right. And we almost forgot one step with the currants. We also want to heat them up. That helps them to soften and to soak up the liquid. So we're going to microwave them for, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
First time with hot cross buns. I can't wait to taste them though with all the spices. They're going to be so good.
Combine dry and wet ingredients and let it run. Woo! Here we go.
A little bit higher maybe.
And it'll mix for quite a while. So
now we need to add an egg. 1 large egg. There we go. We want to let it run until the dough is tacky but not wet. Okay, now's a good time to add our zest, our lemon zest and orange zest, so it can be combined into the dough. And then also we can add our raisins, our currants. Now we can add our currants.
Shouldn't we wait till there's less liquid?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to add more flour.
Oh.
It might be a little bit different because of our altitude. It's pretty wet, so it looks like it might need more flour. But we'll go ahead and add the raisins now and add a little bit more flour and then see how it does. And when we turn it out onto our board here to knead it, it'll also get more flour then. So, okay.
Okay, see you in a while.
Okay, it's looking pretty good. I think it's time to get it out and start kneading it. So, yeah, it's just right. It's not sticky, just a little bit tacky. Okay. Here we go. I'll get this out of the way. Dayton used to work for our baker in Bend, Big Ed's, and she knows how to handle dough. So I'm gonna let her
work with it here and there.
I'm gonna let her do the kneading. But I think it's going to be really nice. We want to knead it and develop the gluten, and we'll add a little more flour as needed. Get it? Okay, Dayton, you want to jump in? Now let me move. I might have too much flour on here. Move it over. Gosh, it feels like a nice dough already. We'll just knead it until it feels right, and when Dayton presses on it, it springs back, and we'll know it's ready. I think it's going to be just perfect. Give it the little punch test with your fingers, see if it springs back.
No.
No? Okay, a little bit more. Okay, now when we feel like the dough's how it should be, then we're going to put it in this oiled bowl. And what I do is I turn on my oven to the warm setting for a little bit, and then shut it off and put the dough in there. We'll cover it with a tea towel and let it sit there till it's double in size, and then it'll be time to shape the rolls.
About how long do you think it takes to double in size?
It usually takes maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours. We'll keep an eye on it.
Here's the guy. It's kind of moving around with the oil. But yeah, put a cloth on it, and we'll be back when it's risen.
All right. Our hot cross bun dough has doubled in size. Look at that. So we're going to dump it out. It should make a dozen rolls, so we're going to divide it into 12 pieces. Oh, smell it.
Smells like some hot cross buns.
Dayton's going to cut it up.
We got our...
We'll give it a little bit of a... Oh! We'll give it a little bit of a knead first.
Okay, and we want 12, so we're going to half it.
So that gives us 2.
Sorry.
Okay.
And then half.
And that'll give us 4. Whoops. Okay, 4. You want to do this one now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then
6.
We have 8.
I'm no mathematician, okay? Oh. So now what are we doing?
I'm going to have some of these big
We're going to get more than 12, aren't we?
That's okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
Okay. Okay, and this one, yeah, we'll just kind of eyeball it if they look like need to be a little bit bigger. Don't you worry, it's going to come out just right. Let's see, I think those look pretty good.
Yeah.
This one's a little small, maybe. Here, I'm going to borrow some from you.
Okay.
Oh, I wish you could smell this. It's all those spices we put in and maybe a little rum. Okay.
Well, now we got them divided, so now we want to make them into buns. So
losing my ears. So one person I saw, they said pull it up like this and then flip it over and roll, 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 which Dayton knows how to do this better than me, but.
And you want to kind of keep like a C.
We want it to be nice and smooth on the pretty side on top. I like this one. I don't know. I'm going to put it over here. They're kind of big, but that's okay. And they're going to rise a little more when we're done shaping them. So.
All right. When I worked at Big Ed's, you had to learn how to do it with both hands so that you wouldn't waste time. So that was the hardest thing for me to learn how to make the buns at the same time. Because I'm a righty, not a righty lefty. But over time,
You got good at it.
yeah.
Ambidextrous now. It's a nice soft dough. Try to make rows of 4 if we can. Whoa, you're way ahead of me.
I'm just slowly.
Well, let's see. Maybe we should go this way. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns. 1 a penny, 2 a penny. That's very inexpensive, isn't it? All right, that looks good. We're going to make an egg wash. Dayton's got everything ready here.
And the egg wash is a tablespoon of half and half and 1 egg in a bowl, and you just mix it together.
Whoa.
Yeah, kind of wild.
Okay. Escapee. See if I can tuck it back in there.
This is gonna just go over top of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you should use like a delicate brush if you can, because you don't want to make any dents or anything.
This will just help them brown, and that's what egg wash does, I think. Makes it that much better. You could buy these at the store at Easter time, but why? They're so much fun to make.
There was an interesting fact that Granny learned earlier about hot cross buns on Easter.
About that they, in olden times, that they could only, it was more associated with religious practices, I believe, and they people were not allowed even to make hot cross buns except for special ceremonies or at Easter or maybe for funerals. So
I can picture it now.
Yeah.
Are you making hot cross buns in there? That's not allowed.
Yeah, so they're pretty special. They were always considered to be very special. And of course, the cross had some religious meaning then, and I'm sure still does at Easter time. So now we need to whip up our paste. It's the same as when we used to make paste when we were kids out of flour and water. That's what we're mixing. I call it a slurry.
And it's a 1/4 a cup, I believe, a 1/4 a cup of water and a 1/3 a cup of flour. And pop it in there.
I think we'll let them rise now, okay, for about a half hour, and then we'll do the crosses.
Yes.
I'll put a cloth over top of them, and we'll let them rise in our warm oven for about a half an hour.
And you at home, maybe you'd want to let them rise before you put the egg wash on, which would probably be the right way to do it. We're just winging it. Woo! We let the buns raise, So they are a little bit bigger. I think they sat for like 30 minutes, something like that. So, yes, looking good. And we already mixed up our cross mixture, which was flour and water. And now it's going to go in the bag. And we're using a piping bag, but you could just use like a regular Ziploc if you didn't have one and just cut the corner. Right?
Yeah, that works fine. I just, I'll tell you what, I saw these at Walmart a couple of days ago, and they had a whole bag of them. What was it, a dozen for 50 cents? So I splurged on these.
Don't move.
Ooh. Now you'll notice that people do make a white icing and just make a cross with white icing, but we wanted to go the traditional route. And when you do it this way, it's baked into the bun.
Because it's the flour and water.
Yeah, it's on there before you bake it, so it's part of it.
All right, do you want to do the piping?
Nope.
Oh, man.
I don't know. We don't want a very, let's try.
Just a little.
Yeah, if it's too small, we can cut a bigger one, but.
Okay, and we're going to try and just go across.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah.
Hot cross buns, hot cross buns. 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns.
Happy Easter.
Start preheating the oven for 375. I'll go do that.
375.
Oh my goodness.
What?
I forgot to put my ears on.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Now I can hear you.
Oh, good, good. Let the festivities begin.
Paul's out delivering Meals on Wheels today when he comes home, which will be any minute now. He's going to have a nice surprise.
Hot cross buns. And look, we still have some left. So,
all right. Perfect.
Yeah. So now they have their crosses. And how long do they go in the oven for?
25 to 30 minutes. So after 20, 25 minutes, you just want to keep an eye on them.
All right. I'll pop them in and Granny will tell you about the glaze.
Well, now this isn't absolutely necessary. It's kind of optional, the glaze, and you can make a sugar glaze, which would just be sugar and water. But another option is an apricot glaze, which is what we have here, because I happen to have a jar of apricot jam. So I just put some in a little bowl and heated it in the microwave, and then I pushed it through a little sieve that we have, and I added a little bit of water. So when they're all done baking, we're going to glaze them with this apricot glaze. Extra special.
Now, and here they come. The hot cross buns.
They're done. Aren't they pretty?
So now we're gonna scoop them like this, and we're gonna put them
on here.
On here.
Do you need a pot holder?
Yes, please. And look at that. They're just little roundies.
You wouldn't mistake them for anything else. They are definitely hot cross buns. They're hot. They have a cross on them.
They are cross. Perfect. So now we're going to pop our glaze on. And they'll be ready to go.
I'll do some and you do some, okay?
All the steam coming off of those guys. Some delicious hot cross buns. Wow. Hope to get a knife and cut one open after we're done glazing. Delicious Easter treat.
This is really nice to have for Easter, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little different, but it's still like a bread and fruit and
yeah, we need a
jam,
dinner roll.
But
it's a fancy dinner roll. I'm so proud.
I know, we did it. We made some hot cross buns. I'm putting some.
It's a little bit complicated. There were a few steps, but just step by step, and next thing you know, there they are.
And they're just like a little different, and every kid does the song on the recorder, so why not actually make it?
The recorder and the piano, the first piano lessons, and yeah.
So we'll let them cool for a second, and then we'll give them a try.
Papa's home, so we'll have him help us with the taste test too.
It's the chirper. All right.
Grab one?
So, yeah. Pick one out, Papa.
Well, I'll just have half of one if somebody else has picked out.
They're pretty hot still.
Yeah.
They're sticky.
Mm-hmm.
So these are hot cross buns.
Mmm.
They taste good.
Apricot glaze.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we did it. And they taste good. They're kind of like a oatmeal raisin. Not oatmeal, but what is it? Raisin bread kind of thing. I don't know. It's good. And it's a delicious Easter treat. So happy Easter to everyone out there.
Happy Easter.
From I Reckon So Farm. Keep doing shenanigans.
Happy Easter. We're going to have hot cross buns all day today.
Yay. Bye.
Okay.